Yeah, Amechi, the Senate President, reminded us last week that if a Supreme Court judge passes a ruling, the next appeal is only to God. Now, where do we get our democracy from? Our system of government from? From over there. And when you face a judge, you say, "My Lord," that word, LORD, is powerful.
Your life is
Your life is
his
in
or
his
her
hands. And you say, "My Lord." And for me, I feel the judiciary is oppressed because you allow the state governor to appoint a chief judge of a state. But
to nominate.
That's
the independence.
They don't have independence.
The National Judicial Council.
So now, but the legislator.
It's the National Judicial Council that does that. That is the job of the National Judicial.
Okay, the National Judicial Council writes to the president. And the president now sends the name to the national.
For state chief judges.
And for state chief judges, they recommend to the state governor. The state governor sends
to the NJC,
and I think they
But however,
there's a way it works.
I think that we need to look into how state chief judges are appointed. Like the legislator is one arm; they go for election and they win, and they become legislators, and they formulate laws for us. But the executive as well, the president goes for election and wins, and he appoints his ministers to help him. But the judiciary on their own, they are purely academic. They go through the ranks and they grow. I think we need to look at that aspect to make them more independent. I don't think they are that independent enough. That's why TV would describe as ordinary minister building house for chief judges of Nigeria. Well, the presidency or the government has tried also to make them more independent by passing the judicial autonomy law, financial autonomy for judicial.
That was under Buhari.
Yes.
They are on first line charge.
Yes. So to make them a bit independent, but with all this largesse for judges, I don't think, like Amechi will say, if I take my case to court and one of those judges are the ones that
one of the beneficiaries,
I'll be worried.
Yeah, the chief justice was at the flag off of the construction of the new ones in Abuja.
But what is that? What is wrong in giving somebody like a gift?
Now, the judiciary is on first line charge. If judges need accommodation, they should put it in the budget.
They cannot.
I'm just saying, even if we descend from issue of monetization, even if we say leave monetization, the judiciary is an independent, autonomous in terms of finances, in terms of operation, and in terms of everything. They can budget it and say there should be houses for a certain category of lawyers, judges, and it will be appropriated. And the judiciary itself will do the construction. Now, the problem is when I can imagine someone from nowhere constructs a house for me and gives me the seal of O. I'll bend down for the person. He's the Lord I'm seeing.
Okay, Amechi, you know that government also built legislative quarters.
Yes.
They built house for legislators.
No,
yes or no?
No.
Houses were built for legislators.
Abulu, wait. The houses were built. There was monetization. Those houses were sold. They were sold to the legislators at that time. Today, there's no house for any House of Rep member or senator in Nigeria.
Even the states, state built now.
No, we're talking about federal government. Even the Senate president does not have an official residence because his accommodation is monetized. The federal government provides accommodation only for the president and the vice. Every other person, even the ministers. You remember we had ministerial They sold all of those things. When you come in, they will give you money for house. If it's 5 million, if it's 3 million, they give it to you, and they expect that.
That's the policy they abandoned.
Yes.
They are refused to implement.
But it's been implemented. All of them when they come, even these judges, maybe ICPC should go after them because they've collected money for monetization.
There's a place they're building for the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and they said it's not secure, that they won't go there and all that. So government still goes in violation of the policy is set for itself.
No, don't forget when they commissioned the new house for the Vice President, the Senate President made a request that the minister should also build for a house for a Senate President. The Mark bought it. And the Meji Bankole bought the one for the speaker.
No, they were building, the last administration, was it then, started building a house for the Senate President and the Speaker in Metematu. And at some point, the National Assembly said no. Why take us far away near the forest is not secure. It has to be within the 3-arm zone. Within the 3-arm zone, you have the National Assembly, you have the executive, you have the legislature. They say, we want to be near there. That's the problem. If not, they will be residing near the hills.
So the Chief Justice stays
the hills. Those that live around the hills in Abuja, they always get visitors.
The Chief Justice stays in the villa?
Yes,
in the 3-arm zone?
Yes, so there's nothing wrong if the judiciary, yes, it doesn't have a construction firm of his own. If he appropriates the money, he can ask FCDA.
Kano State Governor yesterday, while swearing in the 44 elected council chairmen, charging them to fear Allah and know that judgment awaits them if they loot the council's money. That's by the way. The court judgment that we have, some people call it conflicting. I don't think it is, because if the Federal High Court says stop this, and the State High Court, which has the more local standard in the legal balance, to say no, go ahead, I don't think it's conflicting, because these local government are running against time. They want to be able to have the funds deposited in their account, following the Supreme Court ruling that autonomy now exists in local council areas. So we are waiting to see if your prediction will work, Amechi, if anybody will go to court in Kano as well. To say in the meantime, the Lagos State government is shouting on top of its voice also that the 37 Lagos Council development area will not have election conducted in those development areas because they are not yet in the constitution. What they have in the constitution, I think there's 17 local governments in Lagos State that will go to the polls when their election comes. So there are issues which we also call on the judiciary to be circumspect when they pass judgment. They should know that the people there are most important. You don't just pass say because of 2027. Right now, it's just 2024. We still have about 3 years ahead, and you are manipulating already issues at this moment. What really happened in Kano State? We have asked identify persons that were politically inclined in the electoral in the CONSEC. We've not seen any report anywhere they say A, B, C, D persons have carry members of NNPP. We have not seen it. So we need clarity on some of these issues so that we will not be progressing in error in trying to build a nation where, according to our new national anthem, where what? No man is oppressed.
Okay, one disturbing pattern. They said the judiciary is independent, but we have seen the level of independence of the judiciary. We see how federal high courts appear to, I didn't say they do, I said they appear to kowtow to federal interests. And state high courts, as in Rivers and Kano, appear to kowtow to the state interest. And we come out to say, oh, there are 3 arms of government in Nigeria. Well, the hijack, state capture is continuing at different levels.